Hello, everybody. I'm going to walk you through basic statistics on Microsoft Excel with our giant set of random numbers. I don't know how many values are here. We could do a little count formula and figure that out, but that's not really important. For now, the idea is this. If I asked you to calculate stuff like the mean, median, mode, max, all this stuff over here on the right-hand side, would you be able to do it for a data set as large as this? You would obviously not want to do this by hand. Down below, you'll see that I've also, I pasted in a graph. Let me go get this graph from down here. You'll see that on that sheet I have gone through. Oh, it's not going to work. Yeah, well, maybe not. I had a bell curve on the other one that I'd pasted in, which is pretty convenient because on my original set of random numbers, here's the bell curve, and we could do a little formula here even in the end to set up our tick marks to say here's where our standard deviations would be out away from the mean. So that's what we're going for. In the end, I'll do it without the picture on this value here, on this sheet here. So let's go over here. You'll notice, by the way, the columns A through J are where I'm going to find all the values, specifically A2 through J26. And that's what I'm going to remember over here. I'm going to do for mean, I'm going to type in the average. I want the average of A2 through J36. And before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy paste this part of the text here, because now that I know my cell range, that's going to make it a heck of a lot easier for me to go through and say, like, do the median of, paste it in, the mode, paste it in, so on and so forth. So I'm going to keep on going. Mean, median, mode. We got min. We have max. We have the range. Now be careful of this one. This one is just the largest value minus the smallest. You can't type in the word range and get an answer there. And then we have the standard deviation of the sample. And don't forget then, this is the standard deviation of sample. This uses the number, this uses text. So if I had like the title of random numbers in here, it would count that as a 0, which would obviously throw things off. So I'm just going to use the standard deviation. That one is the sample, and it's 44.4. We hit enter. Now, we talked about rounding. This cell here, because we got whole numbers that we're working with, should technically probably show some decimals. So let's go ahead and show a decimal here. This one has too many decimals. We're going to put it down so it shows 1. And that's kind of the convention that Project Lead the Way uses. I mean, you can decide what you want to do for decimals here. In fact, I say 3 in my instructions, so I guess I'll follow my own instructions here. So here we go. Median, by the way, we're going to show an extra decimal on this one too, just because I want to know if that's actually 100 or if it's 999.5. Maybe it got rounded up or something like that. So we show a decimal just to prove that it's exactly 1,000 on the dot. Now, if we're going to go through the 95% range, 95% of values are between what two numbers? What we're really interested in is 2 standard deviations away on either side, above and below 1,000 by 2 standard deviations of 44.4 each. Where would I go to get those values? Now, I know that's pretty easy because you can double 44 in your head and say it's about 1,088 on the upside, and then 920, 88, 912 on the low side. But let's have Excel do that for us, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, and remember there's supposed to be a big bell curve here that showed off the shape, and these are going to be the tick marks. But what I was going to be able to do here is say this equals then, I could do the average formula again, so don't forget that. There's your 1,000. But I could also say, you know what? This is just the value that I find in this cell, M2. When I enter, it also transposes down. So it's going to say whatever's in M2, just copy it down here. That's pretty convenient. And what I want to do then is I want to say, then this one would be going up by 44. It should show 1044 and I'm done. I'm going to calculate that by taking the 1,000 and then adding a single standard deviation, which is right here, 1044. And because I copied it in a way such that it's always pulling the cell from the left and adding 44, that means I can take this and I can fill it in. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, good opportunity here to talk about it. What can I do? I need to take H43, which is the orange cell, and I'm going to add the purple cell, which is, oh, look at that. The purple cell shifted on me. So I want to come over here. I'm going to go back to my formula. I want to make sure that the purple cell locks in place. I always want it to be this 44.367. So I'm going to come over here where I originally got it from. Formula is right here. But I'm going to come up to the purple cell. I'm going to hit the F4 button, or I'm going to type in $signs on my own. That's going to create an absolute cell reference. So the purple one no longer moves. Remember talking about that. There's 1044. Drag it over. Now I'm adding 44.4 in each case. Pretty slick. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to subtract the standard deviation. I'm going to hit F4, type in $signs to make sure that purple one doesn't move. And I can go over and I can drag it to the left. And so now I have my 912 that I was expecting, rounded, 1088. I know that 95% of the values are going to fall between 911 and 1088. And I've used formulas in Excel to find that quickly and easily. Hopefully that helps you out, get you going on this homework for this one. And if you have any questions, obviously, please email us. We want you to feel comfortable with Excel with some basic statistics.